Our 2013 CES coverage is powered by Ford. Go further.
Hey, how's it going, Internet? Welcome to CES at the Sony booth. I'm here to tell you guys a little bit about some of the new Sony cameras. One of the biggest new features on these cameras this year is the new balanced optical steady shot. As you can see up here on the top, they have two models compared next to each other, shaking on a plate. One over here has traditional active steady shots for Sony. This one here on the left has the balanced optical steady shot. If you look at the two screens, you can see a very significant difference between the two. This one is very, very shaken. It's all over the place with that same amount of movement, whereas this one is nearly unmoving. It's very minor movements that you're seeing in here. The technology, the idea behind this technology is very, very cool. They released a camera last year called the PJ710, which instead of having just particular elements or particular of the lens actually stabilizing the shot, it is the entire lens encasement, including the sensor, that is moving around to adjust for stabilization. So on anything that's going to have that balanced optical steady shot available on these new Sony cameras, they're going to have some of the best stabilization you will see on any camera in the consumer market. It's absolutely amazing. So we just showed you guys the new balanced optical stabilization available on the new Sony camera lineup. It's amazing, definitely really cool. But that's not all that's to these cameras. As many of you guys may have seen in this last year, there's a lot of new Sony cameras that have projectors available on them, which is definitely really cool. You can show all of your friends and family what's available on your camera on the wall, or without having to huddle around the camera. But what's cool about the new series of the Sony cameras, starting from the PJ430 and up, is that they actually have an HDMI in that allows you to use your own devices like tablets, phones, computers, whatever that may be, and be able to stream directly through the camera to the wall. Meaning that is actually an active projector for any media that you have on your mobile devices, which is amazing. Like, that is definitely adds a lot of value to these cameras. And anyway, let's go ahead and go take a look at some of the new models and exactly what they are, maybe some of the price points. Last year, the only two cameras that were capable of this kind of stabilization were the PJ710 and the PJ790, which were $1,300 and $1,500 respectively. So they're definitely pretty hefty price points if you wanted to get into this. This is literally only $700. It's $699.99 as its basic retail starting point. So that is absolutely amazing price point for that kind of stabilization. You're not going to find better stabilization on any series of cameras out there. It's really cool. Here, it basically just adds that projector feature, HDMI in, similar thing. Now, when you hop up to this PJ650, the biggest advantages you get with the PJ650 over the PJ430 or CX430 is the fact that it has a little bit better sensor. It's actually a 20 megapixel sensor versus the only 8.9 megapixel sensor that you get available on the PJ430 and CX430. The PJ650 also has better audio quality. It's just a little bit better mic that they have thrown on the camera, and it has a viewfinder. So those of you who, like, when you're out in the sun or just having a hard time seeing what's on the LCD screen, you can look through the viewfinder and see what you're looking at. Now, when you hop up to the PJ790, you get a significantly better sensor that's built into this. It's going to be much better, like, overall, like, color range and detail. This is kind of the cream of the crop of the Sony consumer camcorder lineup. It is definitely priced accordingly. It is $1,600, so it's definitely a bit of a hefty price point for most average point-and-shoot users, but it's definitely a performance camera. It is probably one of the best image quality you're going to get on a camcorder at the moment without going up into the prosumer models. One last thing I want to let you guys know about before we take off here. All of these cameras have a new hot shoe mount that allows you to be a lot more interactive with the accessories that you get. Per instance, you can even add a much higher quality mic or audio interface. You can actually add XLR interface to these cameras and actually have it powered through the hot shoe, which is really, really cool. Most cameras, you actually have to throw in like batteries to power a lot of those external accessories. So I'm definitely really excited about that. That also even allows you to connect a Wi-Fi adapter that allows you to wirelessly interface with other smart devices. All right, so that was a breakdown on the new Sony camcorder lineup. It was definitely really, really cool. I'm excited about them. We are going to go and check out some other products around here at CES, so stay tuned for more videos.
Thanks again to Ford.
Gizmo Slip.